everyone. I'm making these videos so that people can see that it is quite possible to not only be healthy and functioning with stage 4 cancer, you can not just survive laying around in a bed, but you're going to do a whole lot better if you get a special diet, lots of vitamin supplements. Your doctors need to be treating the infection and not giving you no bullshit lines about, oh, well, you can build up a tolerance to antibiotics and then you'll get C. diff or MRSA or bursa. That's all bullshit. When you're stage 4 cancer, you got 100% of dying if you don't get the antibiotics. You got a 1 in a gazillion chance of building a tolerance. And that tolerance is only if you're taking antibiotics when there's no infection in your system. You don't hear dentists, when you got an abscessed tooth, which is basically what cancer does. It's bad tissue that causes decay, that causes infection, and then that shit causes the pain, gets in your system. When it gets in your bloodstream, then you start getting it. It starts to affect your liver, your kidneys, your spleen. You don't absorb fluids. You go into renal failure. You don't necessarily feel it or know it. You start bloating up, hence the term cancer bloat. Then you get congestion. Fluid builds up over your heart and lungs. You get pneumonias. You get abscessed teeth. The face is really bad. You get, they said they have cancer dentists. It's because of the infection that gets in your system, but also because when your liver and kidneys and everything shuts down, it's not absorbing the nutrients. And you can drink all day long, it's not going to hydrate you because your liver and kidneys are failing. And you don't necessarily know it, and they're not telling you. That's what's causing all the fucking pain and the bloat. And doctors aren't telling you that, so you'll go sell your house or go bankrupt paying for chemotherapy and shit. But here's the point. I've never had chemo, never had targeted radiation. I have a big, huge knot. I don't know if you can see it, but I got a big, huge knot right here that's the size of my fist. That's cancer in a lymph node. I have the x-ray report to prove it. The doctor hooked me up. This cancer was deliberately accelerated to kill me by a Catholic health oncologist. Said he was doing a biopsy, instead did an ablation. And fused the endometrium lining that was full of cancer, I have endometrial cancer, to the uterus and accelerated it through my system. That was in September 2015. Then I suggested the Mizzou football player strike. I was a civil rights investigator, already had the University of Missouri and the entire state administration under investigation for resegregation. Then Ferguson blew up after I got there. Falsified medical records played a role in Michael Brown getting red flagged. That's why Ferguson PD forced them to turn over their records. And I suggested the Mizzou football player strike to that ignorant poser that I work for, an ex-boyfriend, C. Chad Cronin J. Do, claiming to be a civil rights investigator. He's a white supremacist like everybody else. Just because he helps get people of color and LGBT people elected, it's only because he has good contacts in the drug community. They kick him over drug cases, and then he has the drug dealers pay him with drugs for his services because he's an addict. I'm not addict bashing. He's the one that is bashing addicts and exploiting addicts and drug dealers, and then talking about, oh, Joe Biden's crime bill is a war on American people. He's profiting from that war on American people. His dad's a healthcare administrator that's making the same criminal allegations in the medical records in Florida with Catholic Health, Tenet, and all their subsidiaries and partners that have integrated as the assholes in Missouri. Catholic Health Association, Dignity, Catholic Health Initiatives has all partnered and created a global monopoly. So these videos, I talk about that in my whistleblower videos where I'm just giving a statement. But I'm trying to give you some background as to why the insurance companies and the doctors don't want you knowing what I know. They want you sick and in bed and desperate for your life so you'll let your house get taken away, foreclosed on, or sell it, and then they flip it. Then they invest in the real estate companies and the banks that that fucking take your shit and then flip it and resell it. So they profit from it in any number of ways. Not just one way, they profit from it in a lot of ways. And those same real estate companies, oh, we have a lot of people that are disabled, they need HUD housing, then they get HUD grants. That's why Byron Brown's offices and his bogus charity got raided. He was enabling it. He sent his brother to fuck with me and my roommates. And Chad works for the DNC. He was the DNC chair in New York. Chad works for the Clintons. He's been helping the Clintons get people elected all over, including he's Vice Crimes Advisor to Orlando PD, helped Val Demings get elected. Shit, I ain't doing this right. That's not gonna wanna fall right. It's gonna bind up my saw. Come on, man. Slick out here because I just shoveled all the snow off this spot. Tried to build myself a sawhorse and it didn't work out well. I'm gonna have to watch more videos on it. Still not in a good position to use the saw. So I can if you're cutting at the wrong angle, it binds your blade. And this bitch is already, this thing I've been using the same blade, it's already bent. It's time to get another blade, but point is, I'm stage 4 cancer and I'm doing just fine. I just got pulled out of septic shock. I wasn't in this good a shape 4 weeks ago. But the antibiotics, when I say special diet, I mean high protein, but high vegan protein. Not animal protein. Animal protein, the cancer feeds off that shit. So I do have, with my limited ability to store food out here, which now it's kind of easy because it's cold, but it drops down to freezing at night, and I'm not going to buy a bag of lettuce only for it to freeze and wilt and go bad by the next morning. So I drink a lot of V8 juice, low sodium. You need a lot of low sodium food. Cancer feeds off sodium, feeds off sugar. Got to stay away from the high glucose corn syrup. That's why I buy organic, non-GMO orange juice with the pulp. And I even water that. If it's from concentrate, I water it down a little bit. I ain't running all the way to Trader Joe's to fucking buy food. And that's where I prefer to shop. But it's a long damn way to go. And I can't buy only but a couple days worth of food at a time. And the bus system here is such a pain in the ass. There's no way I'm fucking with that every 2 days. So I improvise by getting low sodium V8 juice, organic non-GMO or orange juice, low sodium V8 juice, lots of bananas, oranges, apples, pears. For breakfast I buy the vegan protein bars. I buy the matcha powder, the vegan protein powder with no sugar and none of that. I don't like the stevia stuff. And I mix that in and I have protein, make my own protein shakes. No soy. You don't want soy and whey protein. You want vegan protein. And not just the pea protein. I get the stuff that has spirulina, spinach, kale, all that good stuff. And I get the green, super green powder too. And my food stamps actually covers it. Because my boss don't want to pay. He wants to take all my original ideas and pawn them off as his own. And that Mizzou football player strike, yeah, they took the idea, took it to the next stratosphere, but you don't fucking kill me to hide the fact that it was my idea. And it wasn't really all my idea, because I got it from the Arizona Super Bowl players that were threatening to boycott the Super Bowl on Jan Brewer. I'm not trying to fucking make a name for myself and pander myself as some famous this or famous that. Fuck that. I'm trying to free people, because I've really been there. I got sent to prison with cancer to hide the fact that I have cancer. Homeland Security played a role in that, because I testified. They were trying to charge the guy with new charges. When I got on the witness stand, my landlord was a pedophile, a registered sex offender. And when I found out he was going around a kid, I called his probation officer. And I'm not going to go into all that, but this wood's hard as hell. It normally don't take me all this effort to cut a couple logs. Normally I'd already have the whole thing cut down, but I don't know what the hell kind of wood this is. And that diet helps prevent the bloat. When you drink mostly shakes and fruit, it doesn't shut down your liver and kidneys, so you're not putting pressure on them, so you don't go into renal failure, so you don't get that congestion over your heart and lungs. And you can break everything down, burn the fats, burn the calories, burn the carbs, use it for energy, and you take in a whole lot more nutrition. So even if you're only absorbing 20 or 30% of what you intake, because you're taking in so much, 1,000 times more than you would eating regular food, you're getting a whole lot more nutrition in you. Helps fight the sepsis, helps fight so you can do shit. Enjoy your families, not lose your house and everything. So fucking predatory, these banks that are in bed with the politicians the politicians are enabling it, because they make the stolen revenue beefs up their SEC stock value, so it beefs up their bottom line. This ain't just about kickbacks for donating to lobbyists donating to your campaign and all that bullshit. There's 1,000 ways to